Hey guys, welcome back to my channel that is still Elena. So today in this video we are going to see 10th class new mathematics syllabus that is semester 1. So our first chapter is real numbers. Okay guys, so we are going to start this chapter from today. So guys, before going to start that chapter, let me discuss with you the basic which we have to know at any cost. Okay guys, let's get into the video. So do you all know what are real numbers? Okay, do you all know what are real numbers? If you wanna know what are real numbers, we have to go through all these natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers, irrational numbers. Then we'll come to this real numbers. Okay, first let's see what are natural numbers. We all know that natural numbers is denoted by capital N. So this is the letter which denotes this natural numbers. So what is the definition of these natural numbers? All counting numbers are called natural numbers. Okay, we all know that all counting numbers are called natural numbers, and it starts from 1. Okay, n is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on infinity. Okay, we can't say the last number. Okay, that's why we have put it as infinity. Okay, these are all the natural numbers. Okay, let's move on to the second one. What are whole numbers? Whole numbers are denoted by W. Okay, so W is the letter which denotes whole numbers. Let's see its definition. All natural numbers along with the zero are together called whole numbers. So guys, whole numbers are nothing but all natural numbers along with the zero. Along with the zero is nothing but we have to start with the zero. Means 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. These are all the whole numbers. Let's see the set of whole numbers. W is a set of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. So these are all the whole numbers. So what is the difference between natural numbers and whole numbers? Natural numbers starts with 1, okay, and we can't say the ending number, but whereas in whole numbers the starting number is 0. Okay, so let's see the integers. Integers denote with Z. Okay, Z is the letter which denotes integers. Let's see its definition. All numbers, that is positive and negative numbers along with 0, are called integers. So 0, all positive numbers as well as negative numbers all together are called integers. Let me explain you clearly. Suppose this is the line, okay, and this is 0. Okay, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, and so on. Okay, here this is -1, this is -2, this is -3, and so on. So these all we called it as integers. Now it's clear for you. So integers are nothing but all positive numbers from here. So these are positive numbers. Okay, these are negative numbers and 0. So all these we call it as integers. Okay, now we'll see what are rational numbers. So rational numbers are denoted with letter Q. Okay, Q is the letter which denotes rational numbers. Why I'm repeating 1 to twice, because so sometimes in the bit paper examiner will ask you which letter denotes rational numbers. So at that time you will get confused, because in the options they will give as Z or WQ. You have to by heart, means you have to remember what a letter denotes which number. Okay, so let's see the definition of this rational number. Any number that can be expressed in the form of p by q, where q means denominator is not equal to 0, are called rational numbers. So rational numbers are nothing but any number which that can be expressed in the form of p by q. Means, for example, 1 by 2, 5 by 8, 13 by 12, 19 by 6. So these are all in the form of P by Q are called rational numbers. But you have to make sure that Q should not be 0. In the place of Q, you can take any number, means natural numbers. You can take any natural numbers from 1 to so on, but it should not take 0. Okay, then it's called rational numbers. Let's see the set of rational numbers. Q is P by Q. Okay, so the form of P by Q, we can say it as rational numbers, where P and Q belongs to Z. Here Z is the symbol of integers. So P and Q have to take the integer numbers, and Q shouldn't be 0. For example, let us take any example. So in the place of P, I am taking 12, and in the place of Q, I am taking 7. So this is a rational number. And 1 by 13 is also a rational number. And 1003 by 12, this is also a rational number. Okay, these are all the rational numbers, but 13 by 0 is not a rational number. Okay, is not a rational number, because here in the denominator we are getting 0, that's why it's false. So these are the rational numbers. Okay, now we'll move to the irrational number. So irrational number is denoted by Q dash. So this one we call it as dash, Q dash. Okay, let's see the definition. Irrational numbers, a number which cannot be expressed in the form of P by Q and whose decimal expression are non-terminating and non-recurring. So up to here we get some idea. Okay, up to here we get some idea about irrational numbers. So irrational numbers are those numbers which are not in the form of P by Q. That is one condition. And the next condition is whose decimal expressions are non-terminating and non-recurring. So what do you mean by non-terminating, non-recurring? Let us see. Tell you clearly this. So decimal numbers are of two types. So first one is terminating decimal number and second one is non-terminating decimal number. What do you mean by terminating decimal number? So we all know the terminate meaning is to put an end, means ending point. And whereas non-terminating is its opposite, means which is not going to end, means it's continuing. This is what non-terminating. Okay, let's see the example of these both numbers. So terminating decimal numbers example, suppose 1 by 8 I am taking. Okay, so 8 ones. Here 1 is not there in 8, that's why I am putting 0.1. So 10. So 8 ones 8. So after that 2 is there, then point is already there, that's why I am putting 0 again. 8 to 16. Okay, 16. So what will be left? 4. Point is already there, then 0. So 8 5s 40. So what we are getting? We are getting 0 as a remainder. So 0.125 is a terminating decimal. So it means we got 0 as remainder. So it's not continuing here. Means here 5 is the end of this number, means this is the end of this decimal point. So 0.125 is a terminating decimal number. So 0.125 is a terminating decimal number. Why? Because 5 is the end and it's not continuing. As we got 0 as remainder, that's why. So this number we call it as terminating decimal number. So let's see another example. Suppose if I take 5 by 2. Okay, suppose I am taking 5 by 2, then what happens? 5. So 2 2s 4, 1 I am getting. So I am putting point here and 0 here. Then 2 5s 10. We are getting 0 as remainder. and it's ended with 2.5. Therefore 2.5 is also a terminating decimal number. Now it's clear, guys. So whenever it stops and you get the 0 as remainder, then that number we call it as terminating decimal number. Let's see what is a non-terminating decimal number. Suppose if I take an example of 1 by 3. Suppose I am taking 1 by 3, then what happens? 3 here, 1 here, so 0 point, then 0. 3 3 is 9, so I am getting 1, already point is there, that's why 0. So then 3 3 is 9, then again means it's just continuing 0.33333. It's not stopping, it's not terminating. That's why 0.333 can be written as 0.3 upon 3. We are putting bar. Its bar is nothing but this number is continuing, it's not stopping, it's not terminating. That's why I'm putting bar, which means 0.333, it's just going continuing. That's why, so this type of number 0.333, 1.555, 2.36363636, like this, whatever it's continuing expression which is not going to an end, which is not terminating, so that decimal numbers we call it as non-terminating decimal number. So let's see another example for this. So I'm taking another example as 11 by 9. Okay, so let's see, 9 here, 11 here. So I'm taking 11 by 9 here. So 9 here, 11 here, then 9 ones 9. So 2 is the leftover part. Okay, here I'm putting 0 here. So 9 twos 18. Again I'm getting 2, point is already there, then 0, 9 1 9 twos 18. Again I'm getting 2, means I'm not getting 0 as remainder, and this is continuing, 1.2222222 is continuing. So we can take another example as 1.22222. So this is also a non-terminating decimal number. Now it's clear for you what is a terminating decimal number and what is a non-terminating decimal number. Okay, the number which is going to an end, we call it as terminating decimal number. Okay, here it's not continuing, that's why we call these numbers as terminating decimal numbers. And the numbers which are not going to end, which is continuing again and again, so those numbers we call it as non-terminating decimal numbers. So decimal numbers are of two types, which are terminating decimal numbers. Okay, again second one is non-terminating decimal numbers. So these non-terminating decimal numbers are again divided into two types, which are repeating and non-repeating. Let's see the definition of this, means let's see this one also. So non-terminating repeating numbers are these numbers. 2.5555 means it's nothing but these. We can take the same examples here also. So which are repeating, the numbers after decimal point are repeating. So these type of numbers we call it as repeating. Whether one digit is repeating, whether two digits are repeating, whether 3 or 4 numbers are repeating. So anything which is repeating again and again. So here 3 numbers are repeating. So this type of repetition we call it as non-terminating repeating decimal numbers. So second type, non-terminating non-repeating numbers. So second type, non-terminating non-repeating numbers are those numbers which are not repeating again and again. Let's see those numbers. Suppose root 2. We know the value of root 2, which is 1.414213. Again something is there. Okay, so but just see, after decimal point numbers are not repeating, means it's taking different numbers. So let's see the value of pi, which is 3.1415, not repeating. Okay, so let's see another example, third example. 0.10, 100, 100, 1, then 4 zeros, double zero, like that. So non-terminating, non-repeating numbers are root 2, pi, and this type of numbers. Now it's clear, guys. Now let me tell you the definition of these numbers, that is terminating decimal numbers and non-terminating decimal numbers. Let's see the definition of these both. So first one is terminating decimal numbers. So a terminating decimal number is a decimal in which the digits after decimal point terminates, which means end. Okay, terminates. What is the meaning of terminate? Terminate is nothing but ending. So let's see the example. 1 by 8, whatever I am given here, 1 by 8. So this is the example. 1 by 8 is 0.125, which is the end, means here it's not continuing, as we got the 0 as remainder. So this number is a terminating decimal number. Let's see the definition of non-terminating decimal number. So the definition of non-terminating decimal number is a non-terminating decimal number is a decimal in which the digits after decimal point doesn't have an end. See, the digits after decimal point means the digits, these are the digits after decimal point, so the digits after decimal point are not going to an end, means which are continuing. Here 11 by 9, so the value of, so we have already cleared this here, 11 by 9. So what is the value of this? We are not getting 0 as remainder, as the number is continuing here. So that's why 1.2222 and go and so on can be written as 1.2 bar. So this type of continuing number, we call it as non-terminating decimal number. Okay, terminating means terminating means digits after decimal point should be an end. Okay, like this. And non-terminating decimal number means digit after decimal point doesn't have an end point, which means it's continuing. So these type of numbers we call it as non-terminating. And again, these non-terminating decimal numbers are divided into two types, which are repeating and non-repeating. So in repeating, we see the digits after decimal point. The digits after decimal point are continuing or else are repeating. Those numbers we call it as non-terminating repeating numbers. So non-terminating non-repeating numbers are those which are not repeating after decimal point. So we call these type of numbers as non-terminating non-repeating numbers. Now it's clear. And one more thing I have to say you here. So these terminating decimal numbers, non-terminating decimal numbers in that repeating. So these three together we call it as, so these three together we call it as rational numbers. Rational numbers. And these non-terminating non-repeating numbers are irrational numbers. Rational numbers. Okay, why? Because these are in the form of p by q. See the examples. Terminating decimal numbers example, p by q form. Okay, here also p by q form. That's why these three numbers together are a rational numbers. Okay, these non-terminating non-repeating numbers are irrational numbers because these are not in the form of p by q. This is non-terminating non-recurring or else non-repeating numbers. So this is what we have seen here in the definition. So real numbers are a number which cannot be expressed in the p by q form. That too, whose decimal expressions are non-repeating and non-terminating. So now have you got this? Let's see the examples of this. So let's see the example. So let's see the example of irrational numbers. So we can write it as root to 2. So because root to 2 is not in the form of p by q, and root to 2 value is non-terminating, non-recurring numbers. Okay. Root to 3. So this type of numbers are the examples of irrational numbers. Okay, now we'll see the definition of real numbers. So this is our chapter, and now we have seen this. These numbers are denoted with a letter capital R. So real numbers definition is all rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. So all rational and irrational numbers are called real numbers. Okay, now it's clear. Now we'll see the prime numbers. Why I'm explaining you the definition of this prime number means in this chapter this prime numbers is also plays an important role. That's why I'm giving you the definition of this prime numbers. Let's see what are prime numbers. So prime numbers are denoted by letter P, capital P. So let's see the definition. The numbers greater than 1. So the number greater than 1 which are divisible by 1 and the number itself are called prime numbers. So prime numbers are those numbers which are greater than 1, means from 2 it's going to start. 2, 3 like this. Okay, from 2 it's going to start. Why? Because it should be greater than 1. And the another condition is which are divisible by 1. Okay, which are divisible by 1 and the number itself. Don't worry guys, I am going to explain you each and every line. Okay, just see the definition first, after that I am going to explain you. Okay, so prime numbers are the numbers greater than 1 which are divisible by 1 and the number itself are called prime numbers. So prime numbers have two factors which are 1 and the number itself. Means a number should be greater than 1. Suppose I am taking 2. Okay. So 2 is greater than 1. One condition is satisfied. And the another condition it should be divisible by 1 and the number itself. 2 is what are the factors of 2? First one is 1. Okay. Second factor is 2 itself. So 2 is in 1 table and 2 table. That's why 2 is a prime number. Let us take another example, 3. So 3 is what are the 3 factors? 1, okay, and then 3. Do you see 3 in any other table other than this 1 and 3? No. So 3 is a prime number. Suppose I am taking 4. Let's say I am taking 4. So is 4 is a prime number or not? Let's see. So what are the factors of 4? 1. So 4 is in 1 table. After that 4 is in 2 table. After that 4 is in 4 table. Means here 4 I am getting in 1 table, 2 table and then 4 table. But what is the definition of prime number? So prime number, it should be greater than 1. Yes. So this condition is satisfied. 4 is greater than 1. So 4 is greater than 1. One condition is satisfied. Then the other condition is it should be divisible by 1 and the number itself. Means it should be divisible by 1, okay, and the number itself, not other this. So this is not a prime number. Okay, this is not a prime number. So what are the examples of prime numbers? 2, 3, 5, 7 like this. Okay, here is a note for you. 1 is not a prime number. It has only one factor. So you may get a doubt that why ma'am 1 is not a prime number? Because its factor is only 1. So the factors of 1 is only 1. That's why 1 is not a prime number. It has only 1 as a factor. So let's see. And you have to remember the prime numbers. You have to remember the prime numbers between 1 to 100. So it should be on your tongue at any time. If someone comes and wakes you up at midnight and asks you to tell the prime numbers between 1 to 100, then you should, means like that you have to remember. So the prime numbers between 1 to 100 are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, 29, 31, 37, 41, 43, 47, 53, 59, 61, 67, 71, 73, 79, 83, 89, 97. So, how many numbers are there? Means how many prime numbers are there between 1 and 100? There are 25 prime numbers. There are 25 prime numbers between 1 to 100. Okay guys, now it's clear. Let's move on to the next one. So let's see the composite number. What do you know what are composite numbers? So the definition of composite numbers are the numbers greater than 1 which are divisible by 1 itself and with other numbers are called composite numbers. So composite numbers are not prime numbers. So composite numbers and prime numbers look like same but only a slight different. What is that? So in prime numbers we have two conditions. First condition is it should be greater than 1 and second condition is it should be divisible by 1 and itself. But whereas in composite number, so composite numbers are also should be a greater than 1. So this is first condition and second condition it should be divisible by 1, so then itself and with other numbers. So these other numbers are the slightest difference when compared to prime numbers. Let's see the examples. It should be greater than 1 means 2, but 2 is a prime number. So that's why we are not taking 2 here. So 3 is also a prime number. Then 4. We can take 4. Let's see. 4 is greater than 1. Right? And second condition is it should be divisible by 1. So for factors of 4 is 1. So another itself. It should be divisible by itself. So we are getting it should be divisible by itself. So third condition is it should be divisible with other number. So 4 is in 2 table also. So we are getting 3 factors for 4. So 1, 4 and 2. So it should be divisible by 1, itself and other numbers. So these type of numbers we call it as composite numbers. So 4 is a composite number. Then 5. But 5 is a prime number. So 5 is a prime number. Can we take 6? Let's see. 6. 6 is in 1 table. Then 6 is in 6 table. Then 6 is in 3 table. So therefore it is divisible by 1. It should be divisible by itself. It should be divisible by other number. So therefore 6 is a composite number. Are you getting this point? Okay. If I have to tell you in an easiest way, the numbers other than these prime numbers are composite numbers. Means here 2 is there. Then 3 is there. 4 is not there. That means 4 is a composite number. So 5 is there. So 6 is a composite number. Here 7 is there. Then 8, 9, 10. So 8, 9, 10. These are the composite numbers. Then 11 is there. 12 is not there. Here 12. 12 is a composite number. Here 13 is a prime number. Means 14, 15, 16 are prime numbers. 14, 15, 16 are composite numbers. Now you got the point. So the numbers other than the prime numbers are composite numbers because it is greater than 1 and it is divisible by 1 itself and with the other numbers. Now it's clear. So let's see the note. Note 1 is neither prime number nor a composite number. Okay, 1 is not a prime number, not a composite number. Okay, let's see the last numbers that are co-prime numbers. Do you know what are co-prime numbers? Co-prime numbers are those pair of numbers that do not have any common factor other than 1. So co-prime numbers, what are co-prime numbers? Co-prime numbers are those numbers that do not have any common factor other than 1. So co-prime numbers are nothing but those numbers that do not have any common factor. Let's see the example. So here 3 and 4. So 3 and 4 we call it as prime numbers. Suppose we take, what are the factors of 3? 3 factors are 1 and 3. Okay, if I take 4, what are the factors of 4? 1, 2 and 4. So what are the common factor in both the numbers? 1 is the common factor. Therefore 3 and 4 is a co-prime number. Let's see the second example, 5. What are the factors of 5? 1 is the factor of 5 and 5 is the factor of 5. So 7. 7 in 1 is the common factor, 1 is the factor, then other one is 7. So in this both 1 is the common factor. So 5, 7 are co-prime numbers. Then 9 and 8. I'm taking 9 here, 8 here. Okay. So in 9 goes in 1 table, 9 goes in 3 table, 9 goes in 9 table. So 8. 8 goes in 1 table, 8 goes in 2 table. So 8 goes in 4 table and then 8 goes in 8 table. So what is the common factor in both the numbers? 1 is the common factor. So this is what. So the numbers, if you take two numbers, their common factor should be 1. So their common factor should be 1. If their common factor is 1, then those pair of numbers we call it as co-prime numbers. Okay. So 3 and 4 are co-prime numbers, 5 and 7 are co-prime numbers, 9 and 8 are co-prime numbers. Okay guys, so this is the introduction part of this real numbers. So inshallah in the next video we are going to start our chapter, okay, means the theorems, the problems, the exercise problems, everything else. I hope you all got understood these basics, and if you like it guys, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any doubts, just comment me below in the comment section also, and please do join me on WhatsApp group. I will give you the link in the description below. Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.